Welcome to Greek to Us podcast with your hosts
Mantha Balourdu.
and Anita Adamu.
Back to my throne.
Back to your throne. We've been alternating
Let me not
seats.
move the...
The mic.
How,
Hi, Mantha.
how are you, Anita?
I'm great. We're back.
Yes, I love it.
I love your makeup today.
Thank you. It's blue.
Yeah.
Like
Blue is my
Greece.
favorite color. Like Greece. Yes.
When are we going to Greece?
Very soon, I hope. You might be go a little bit sooner than me.
Okay. Let's focus on Hollywood now for the moment.
Yes. So today, let's talk about Hollywood.
How is Hollywood treating you these days?
I don't know. Yeah, Hollywood is a very complex place to be, or system, if we talk about the Hollywood show business.
Uh-huh.
So it's treated me both good and not that good.
Everybody goes to Hollywood,
Hollywood.
right?
Yes. Why do you think is that, Martha? Why is everybody going to
Because
Hollywood?
I think this is where the movies are, right? And the showbiz and all the arts and the music. Well, I think it's nice to be famous, I guess. Immortality.
Yes.
We all have to deal with mortality. We don't love it.
Yes, yes. So it's the glitz, glamour. I think one thing that draws people here is seeing people being inspired by people who are like into their, authentic path, into their worth. They're shining, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, they're using their talents, their gifts. And yeah, a lot of people that are not doing that, they want to do that.
Are they, you think? Are they really on their authentic path? And
Yeah, I think the people that have succeeded and, it's the ones we call stars or who are consistently working as actors. It doesn't have to be, the biggest star. I think they're authentically love what they're doing and they're passionate and is their true calling and they're just doing it.
Okay, I will play the devil's advocate like
Okay.
always.
Yeah.
Don't you think some are like someone's daughter or someone's sister or someone's girlfriend?
Yeah. I do.
How about that? Or
Yeah.
they all have certain ethnicity?
Yeah. Yes, I do believe that Hollywood is a closed, a very it's a clique, I would call it. So it's a system that it's hard to break into because it's a system that recycles kind of the same kind of people, and also is not open enough for more diversity. Of course, it's gotten better. And what you mentioned, Nepo, they're called Nepo babies. It's a term that...
How?
Yeah, Nepo baby. It's a
I've
term
never
that...
heard of that.
Yeah, that refers to the kids that their parents were doing. They were in the business, so it was easier for them. They had the connections, and it was easier for them to, break into this.
Yeah. Yes. So do you think there are equal opportunities? Do you have equal opportunities with these people, or they are first on the list and then we serve as background or to do the audition so that they pretend to be equally chosen? What about these?
Yeah, first thing is to be able to come here as an immigrant and work legally. That's a whole different, beast in itself.
Yeah.
So that
Big
takes,
one, right?
Yeah. So that takes a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of stress and insecurity, You feeling very unstable, because you feel that you're meant to be here, but it's not that easy. So we've making it hard already. So first, the people that were born here, they don't have that obstacle, so it's already easier. Second, we're dealing with um, stuff like racism in the sense of like the accent. For example, you were very adamant about keeping your own accent and your identity, right?
Yes, yes. I believe in that.
Yeah, and that is your, authenticity, and you want. And me, on the other hand, I felt kind of inferior, and I always had that insecurity about my accent. So I worked very hard to.
You also studied English literature, right?
I have studied that. And of course, in Greece, we spent many years since we're kids, we learn English and all that. But yeah, I worked hard to like improve my accent and feel more confident. Um, and yeah, so those are some big obstacles. And the others are what you said, that the connections, the fact that diversity is too, it's too, I don't know, exotic sometimes.
There are too many too exotic people.
Yeah.
And now we all tend to look with each other because we all go to the same clinics. We do work on the same stuff, the same eyebrows, the same eyelash, the cheekbones. I mean, you don't know who is who at some point. So maybe there are parts of us, though, like of our soul, that cannot be plastic, right?
Yes.
That we have to keep on this journey, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. And I wanted to ask you, because for me, it's always been, I've encountered a lot of situations where people don't see me as an artist. They cannot go past me being a woman, or past my looks or their attraction. And I felt that I haven't been taken seriously as the artist that I am, that I put a lot of
Depth into it.
depth and work and energy. And I know you have too, because you've done tons of things to dive deep into your craft, and you can talk more about that, because I think it's very inspiring. And me as well. We both have our different, approaches or modalities, but that's something that it's really hurtful, and I find it very, I don't know. I'm always a positive person, but it's something that I find it ridiculous in this day and era, to just not being able to see people for their,
Yes,
depth,
yes.
their truth, their artistry, and because they look a certain way. And me, I feel that because I have this kind of sweet or cute or like girly, whatever vibe, it's even harder sometimes to be taken seriously.
Do you think it's part of the reason you're holding yourself back, that you don't want to use this side of you to promote yourself, and you want to be recognized for your truth and your talent, and you're
Yeah.
taking a slower way to
Yeah.
the top, of course?
Yeah, definitely. I had that more in the past, where I wanted to be taken seriously because I could see people were not taking me seriously. So I worked hard for that. But now I really am very unapologetically myself. I do have my serious side, but I'm a big like clown also. So I love that about me. And whatever is meant, if these people cannot see me, or they're not our people, they're not our artistic family. We're not meant to be in their projects, and I'm good with that, because
Yes.
right.
We're meant to create our own.
Exactly.
Like we do,
Or
right?
or we may. Exactly.
We started laughing again, sorry.
Yeah. It's okay. Yeah, I think we've been pushed to the right directions, to our own unique paths,
Yes.
um
Self-actualization.
yeah. And me, when I first came here, I thought I came to become, um an actress here, but I saw that my path is a little bit deeper, a little bit more spiritual. I was really guided to um, deal with other stuff first. And I think now that I've dealt, I'm more ready also to tap into, this side of myself.
Sometimes slow is good also because it prevents you from other things like drugs. There is a lot of suicidal
Yeah,
thing going on. Like, what
exactly.
was this is not to laugh, of course. I mean, I keep laughing, but sometimes laughter is a way to cope with reality.
Yeah.
Um, the comedian, the famous one who recently committed suicide. I was just listening about him, Robbie
Robin Williams.
Robin Williams. Yes, they said like how many movies he was planning to shoot and how many projects he was about to
Mm,
release when he committed suicide,
suicide.
and they are like, why?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Sometimes comedians, especially, hide the biggest
Yeah,
drama
definitely.
inside themselves.
I
And
believe that. I've encountered also a lot of comedians that are like maybe very depressed, and is there a way to, battle their own, demons and, humor. They use that, or sometimes they use it to, hide or as a mask. Um, Although they're very funny and very talented, and I think Robin Williams was such a beautiful and such a light in the world, and I know a lot of people that were really devastated when he committed,
yeah, of
because through
course.
his movies he inspired so much, he gave so much hope,
Yes.
he gave so much joy and laughter, and to see that person doing that
Yeah,
is
but you
sad.
wish he was like that for himself also,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
what kind of example you can give to people? You
yeah.
make them laugh, but you kill yourself is not.
Yeah, yeah,
I
it's not
mean,
balanced. Yeah. Uh,
so sometimes maybe also fame, it's a big burden if you're not prepared and if it happens fast from a young
yeah.
age. I don't know how old he was when he became famous, but
Yeah. Yeah, we see that with so many younger actors and kid actors that it's hard to handle even as an adult and older, if someone is older, to handle all that fame or money. For me it's also, it's a lot of eyes on you. It's a lot of energy. It's hard to handle the energy that we have already, or with a few people around us. Imagine if you have all that surge of like energy directed towards
to
you,
maintain it
to
also,
maintain
because
it and
how can
to,
you be this person every day when
yeah,
you go out of your house, when you want to go to the gym, and then
yeah,
everybody
yeah,
is watching, and then they judge, they're waiting for the first mistake.
yeah.
When you're cheated, they know when whatever,
And I think people need like tend to be more harsh with famous people. It's as if people take out all their own complexes, all the things that they haven't, you
of
know,
course.
um, done or accomplished, and they project it to famous people. So it's always um, people's own issues that they project to, someone who is easier, who is exposed.
Yeah, of course. Or they remember stuff they did like years ago before they became famous, and now
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
famous, they have money. So let's sue them for something, and they create a story against them that is not real. People are hungry and they're waiting to attack when they see money
Yeah,
and fame. There is a lot of jealousy.
there is, and I'm very against the canceling people mentality or artists because of something they said. I know we're humans and we say things, or we change, we grow, we make mistakes, we say something, we mean something else. And then canceling people, who are you to cancel anybody? We're not God. Canceling you, someone is like canceling yourself, basically. So, I do not agree with what everybody says or does, but who am I to cancel people? Nobody knows people's stories. Nobody knows how hard they, tried and fought to achieve things. anyways, you cannot cancel people overnight and make
Yeah.
them disappear.
And I
Yeah.
think it's very tricky, and we have to be very selective, not in a snobbish way, to who we have around us, like from a
Mm-hmm.
neighbor to a
Yeah.
classmate to a coworker to whoever is around you is very, very important. I've learned this like so many times.
Yeah.
I had this lesson coming up in
Yeah.
my life, and they just like people attack and then they make it look like you are the
Yeah. Yeah.
person that attacks. Like they create their own story and they reverse it against you. It's scary. I've never seen so many hungry people in that sense,
Yeah.
to talk about hunger again.
Yeah, yeah,
I-
it's the projection again, yeah, of people's own things that they don't see in themselves. Yeah, in those situations, we need to like have compassion for people. Everybody is going through their own things. We need to protect ourselves, but also I just have compassion for people like that. That you must be unhappy to do things like that because whoever is happy doesn't have time to attack anybody or they're too busy being happy and good with themselves and then loving to everybody else. Why would you?
but
Yeah.
sometimes also too much compassion can get you out of your way. People will take advantage
Advantage.
and
Yeah.
instead of appreciating it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. That's where you draw the line and the boundaries and you protect yourself. Me, I might be compassionate, but I won't have in my life people that try to bring me down or bring.
Or not for too long, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah, or
we
yeah,
all
yeah.
need
We
them.
all and yeah, we all they're around, I guess, but
They
um
are.
I'm really good at keeping like smaller circle of good people around me. I think I learned my lessons earlier on in my life and then I was always more cautious.
Hmm.
Um so tell me, Mantha, the good things about Hollywood.
The good things are so many, of course, as many
Mm-hmm.
as the bad ones.
Yes.
Like the first of all, the other people you meet that are like you, like
Mm-hmm.
us, or more upgraded, or they're on the same path, like we said,
Mm-hmm.
the different cultures, uh, the artists, of course, and the opportunity you have to create and to learn on your own. You can keep like your own path without um, giving a
Yeah.
who does what, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna take this story and create my own movie here. There
Mm-hmm.
is that a lot. You can take a camera, you can go everywhere, and you can pitch it somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
There is always something that can be a door that can open, and you
Mm-hmm.
never know. There are so many opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
You never lose hope that because there is always something else, something new. There's so many jobs that have to do with arts.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many other jobs you can do to support yourself in
Mm-hmm.
order to become your own artist.
Mm-hmm.
You never know who you are going to meet, who is going to sit next to you, who is going to get inspired. There is
Yeah.
a lot of hope.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
all, of course, all these stories with people that stayed in their cars and all of a sudden succeeded, they're true, and
Mm-hmm.
they are still happening, although times are harder right now. But
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
the other day I was working in a hotel as a hostess, and I met a comedian who was staying in the car. Now he has a job, he does his own
Yeah.
stand-up comedy
Yeah.
at the
Yeah.
comedy store. He told me where to take class.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
inspiring.
Yeah, yeah, I have a few people in my life as well that have done this or they're currently doing it. They're in living in their cars. So it's more common than we think, especially with all the inflation, the crazy expensiveness and all.
Well, I need to buy a
Yeah.
bigger car
Yeah.
so I can live
Yeah.
inside. Mine is very small.
Mine too. Mine
So
too.
maybe we have to maintain our apartments in this
Yeah, yeah.
case.
For me, for example, because a lot of people call Hollywood evil, and sometimes people are wondering, is Hollywood magical or is it evil? Um, and I think there's truth to both. Of course, it's magical. Of course, I have a lot of respect for a lot of artists and actors and directors and creatives in Hollywood. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here, you know. And I see them as bringing so much light to this world. A lot of them, I myself call them light workers,
Mhm.
because with their being, as I said, in their authenticity, in their power, in their worth, they're
Mhm.
bringing so much, and they're inspiring so many people, and they're brilliant movies that help you in so many ways, touch you in so many ways, and bring so much awareness and light. And also, a lot of these movies, many times we don't see them in big movie theaters, but we see them at festivals. They're more independent. Yeah, there's so many amazing creative people. And then there is, of course, I've noticed something that kind of bothers me lately is the darkness in the movies
Mhm.
that I see. I think we've been very desensitized, and we don't realize what we're watching. It really, gets into our subconscious, and whatever we consume and we become. And I'm kind of I love action and weird, sometimes odd movies, absurd, or
Mhm.
but I see a lot of, like, I don't know, blood, a lot of stuff that
A
we
lot of
don't
robots.
a robot, yeah, stuff that we don't necessarily need to see that much or so explicitly. Um, because, as I said, when we watch a movie, we are in a very receptive
We're
mode.
in character, right?
Yeah, and we're also, very receptive. We're almost in a hypnosis state. So whatever we see, we absorb easily,
And we repeat,
Yeah,
we
and then
copy.
a lot of stuff. Yeah, I noticed that a lot of times with meditations that I have some images stuck in my subconscious from some movies.
Mhm.
And I just wanted to bring that into attention, because I don't think a lot of people are talking about that, but I think it's something that is, everything, technology, movies, whatever, it's also, it's energy, and it's a portal. And it can be a portal to light, and it can be a portal to darkness. So we want to bring more light. We have to be a little bit more aware of what we're creating, I think.
Do you think the light wins or the darkness?
For now in our world, it's very apparent that the darkness is. But me, I'm very optimistic, and I
Hmm.
think the darkness needs first to come out, to be exposed, which is happening. So that I always believe that the light is gonna win and prevails. Of course, now a lot of things are going wrong in our world, and most importantly, killing each other and wars. So humanity has a lot of work, but I think a lot of people are awakening, and there are a lot of amazing people that try to do great things and stop all this low vibrational.
Energies.
Yes, that were have been attacking humanity for, I guess, thousands of years.
Well, it's also our responsibility to
Yeah.
contribute or not in that energy,
Exactly,
right?
exactly. And Hollywood, I think, has a big responsibility in that, because it's where the entire world looks up to,
Yes.
So whatever is happening in Hollywood, everybody else everywhere in the world kind of, like, in some way copies or gets inspired by, because the money is here and the power.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's a big.
I like the fact also that they get inspired a lot by Greek history, and they make a lot
Yeah.
of movies based on Greek characters, on mythology.
Yeah, yeah.
I think Angelina Jolie played recently Maria Callas.
Mhm.
There is a lot, like Greek history attracts them a lot, and
Mhm.
they use it more than Greeks do.
Yeah, of course.
I wish
Yeah.
though they casted more Greek actors
Actors.
for these
Yeah.
roles.
Yeah, of course, because Greece has such a rich, history, and
Mhm.
it's where um,
It's where the theater
democracy,
started,
theater
right?
started, civilization in the sense we know it today. So, of course, I think, as you said, I agree that in that sense, there are more Greeks than we are. Because we also, in Greece, we want to be Americans sometimes, you know.
You know what I learned from Hollywood is that they take one thing, one gift they have, they make it huge.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if they had the history and the civilization we
Mm-hmm.
have created
Yeah.
over the years, they would have taken it to the next
Next
level.
level.
Whereas we, as Greeks, don't appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
They know how to make money of it, how to make it huge, like a
Yeah.
big deal.
Yeah.
And I think this is something we need to learn how to use our own gifts
Yeah.
or what we have to not look
Yeah.
at the other person
Yeah.
or the other city or the other country, or like look what is yours and take
Mm-hmm.
advantage of it.
Yeah.
This is what I like from the American culture, that
Mm-hmm.
they focus on themselves and they take everything, they make it
Mm-hmm.
theirs, and
Yeah,
they
yeah,
sell
yeah.
it very expensive.
Yeah, because also they have their resources, and I feel that um, countries like ours have been through a lot historically, and there's a lot of
Yes.
drama and trauma
And wars.
and wars and lack of resources. The Americas, USA, is younger, of course.
Yes, it's a
Um,
newer country.
yeah, they don't have all that burden, and that also to go back to what we're saying earlier, that why people from here succeed easier, it's also because they are in an environment that supports them, that they were raised in a way to more supported of their gifts of
Yes.
who they are.
They
We've
raised like being in therapy.
Yeah, exactly. They were raised with more awakened or conscious, I think, parents, or because of the situation. For example, in our country, we're a little bit more traditional in many ways. I was never, arts are not very supported, I think, in Greece, at least.
They are and they are not. I think it's
Yeah,
both.
if you see it in a practical way
Yeah.
and you see all these filmmakers that were super talented, like Yorgos Lanthimos, they had to leave the country to make their movies. Like Yorgos first went to London, from what I remember, and
Mhm.
then, eventually he made it here and all that. But he couldn't, from what I've heard, make his movies there. He couldn't get the money. You know what I mean? Other people go to.
But we also like what is foreign
Yeah,
because,
yeah.
like, we're, oh, he's American. Oh, he's French. Oh, he's from London. Like,
Yeah.
who are you? And why don't you appreciate what you have?
Yeah.
I mean,
The grass is always
we
greener
were
on the other
raised
side.
that way. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
our fault. And our parents were raised like that, probably.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think American people are more like, okay, we are the shit. Sorry for the
Yes.
word.
Even if
We
you're
are the
not, you
deal
have
here.
to. You have to.
And that's what makes them also successful. They're very
Yeah.
independent also. They don't rely on other people. Even sometimes rich people, kids work as waiters or
Yeah.
Uber drivers. I don't know. Not all, of course. There are also spoiled people who get money from
Of
their parents for the
course,
rest of
yeah.
their lives. and they smoke weed
Yeah.
or drink a lot of alcohol. There is a lot of good alcohol in
Yeah.
California. A
Yeah.
lot of nice bars. I love
Yeah.
the bars and the
Yeah.
music, right?
The music I love. Yeah, as you said, they're more unblocked. That's how I would call them here. They're more me for I see it for myself, that I had so many blockages. I had so much like also you know that I have this perfectionist disease. That was a huge blockage for me for the longest time, perfectionism, overthinking, not feeling good enough or right enough. There's always something more to improve, to learn. And eventually, I think for the most part, I got rid of that because that's a big blockage. Because as you say,
How did
fake
you
it till
get
you
rid
make it.
of that?
With a lot of, inner work with myself, like first becoming aware of those patterns and then, kind of rewiring your brain with a lot of neuroscience, meditation, hypnosis tips, a lot of stuff that is part probably of a different conversation. But yeah, it was also part of my upbringing, being compared to other people. As you said, we were very good at that. And yeah, as kids, we absorb a lot. So, me from being a child that an artist, very expressive, little by little, society, school, family. I started shrinking, getting smaller, losing my voice. Um, and
Yeah, we have a hard way of revealing our personality. We don't want, or we are restricted from revealing who we really are. What I loved about Hollywood was the first acting school I went to, Lee Strasberg. And this is where they started teaching us on how to be our authentic selves, like you say,
yeah.
how to reveal exactly who you are, because a lot of us, we were told that we are something we are not. I remember because we were doing sense memory and something like hypnosis before the scenes. I remember one acting coach would come around me and he would say all the time, some of us were told that
Yeah.
are something else than they think, whatever,
Yeah.
Yes, we don't allow ourselves to be ourselves so much in cultures like the Greek one, whereas here there is more push into it until you start speak up and you get into trouble.
Yeah.
There is also the opposite. You have
Always.
to reveal
The-
it, but until you serve the purpose they want you to serve. Yeah, there is always the good and the bad side,
Yeah.
of course. But the acting schools here in LA, I think you're also part of a very good one, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
the lessons and all the teachers and the mentors and
Yeah. Yeah.
there is a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of there are many great coaches and acting
Yes.
schools, and there are also others that take advantage and they have like
Oh yeah.
very big egos, and you have to be careful because people try to use their power over their students. It's a lot of things.
They're
that
mostly
happen.
actors who haven't made it as actors,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they
yeah.
take out on the people whatever
Yes, their
happened
own
to them.
complexes.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
have to be
yeah.
very careful with. That's why I only went to big names because
They're big for a
it's
reason.
not a coincidence.
Yeah.
Yes, I never like the ones you have to audit to take the class before
Yeah,
the class
yeah,
after.
yeah.
This is a money thing going on.
Exactly. That's happened to me many times. I'm like, okay, I don't want to start from the beginner level. I'm not a beginner. I've been taking class for a while in Greece, in New York, in LA.
course, you don't wanna-
It just it took me a while for me personally to find the acting school that I'm at right now. And I consider my artistic family, my classmates, my coach is very loving, you feel very safe. You cannot,
It's very important.
yeah, be an artist and experiment and explore if you don't feel safe, you
Yes.
know. And I've felt many times very unsafe with specific people, teachers,
I
or
think you know when they have your best interest. You
yeah,
can feel when
feel it.
someone
Yeah,
makes an observation on you to make you a better person or artist, or
yes,
if the
comes from there.
motive is jealousy or
Yeah, yeah,
competition or money. We always have to listen to
yeah,
ourselves on that, because
yeah, yeah,
there is a lot going on and it's hard sometimes to differentiate what is what.
yeah,
But I had very good experiences with these coaches and the acting schools.
yeah,
And I think I would never had this opportunity in Greece,
yeah.
because I tried many acting schools there and I didn't
Mm-hmm.
learn.
Didn't find
I
that.
didn't learn. Method acting is my favorite. I know many people
Mm-hmm.
judge it, but I really like found myself,
Yeah.
or I found the strength to want to be myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Yeah, me, no, I had really good experiences in Greece in certain um schools or with certain people. I think it's possible to find really good things. It's just here that
there's
is
more.
bigger, yeah, and it's
Yes.
more, there are more for sure. And something else I wanted to say. Um
How about
but
the directors and the sexual harassment? What do you think about that?
yeah, I think it's a big thing with
Oh, not only the directors. Sorry, that was
yeah,
wrong, because sexual harassment is everywhere. It can be
yeah.
a publicist, and it's
Mhm.
not only about women. They harass men as well, like continuously and more. And I feel
Definitely.
bad because men don't see it and don't
Yeah.
defend themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, that goes with what I was telling you also
Before,
before
yes, of course.
about exactly how I felt. And yeah, that's a big thing. I haven't had any crazy stories um because I haven't been given many big opportunities. There's
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
tons of rejection that I've
mm-hmm.
had until I reached a point that I, you know, that sometimes reflect our own rejection within. So until I accepted myself and I didn't need anybody's, you know, acceptance or validation. So I haven't been, you know, in super big sets or productions or but even the smaller ones I've encountered
Mm-hmm.
little signs of sexual harassment. And I, of course, didn't continue my collaboration.
Yeah.
How about you?
Uh, so yes.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna ask you, do you think we
Yeah.
contribute into that? But then
Mm-hmm.
I am not sure what the response is. Uh, I think I have also experienced it a lot, and I chose to go the other way, to go on my own,
Yeah.
because I think, because this thing doesn't last. They will, like, even if they help you, the next day they will help the other one, and you are
Mm-hmm.
down there and there,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's gonna get worse. So yes, I think it happens every day, all the time, in every job,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a choice you also make. Uh, and in the end of the day, you cannot sleep your way to the top, like my beloved manager said.
Yeah. Doesn't quite work
But
like
yes,
this.
there is a lot of this, and it's very hidden, and you have to be able to recognize it for yourself and make a choice,
Mm-hmm.
because it's always recognizable.
Yeah.
Like, you might not know it right away,
Away. Yeah.
or you might be very needy at the moment it happens and you can
Mm-hmm.
attract it, or very insecure, but it doesn't take too long
Yeah,
to
to
be
be
revealed,
exposed.
and then
Yeah.
you have to make a choice. I don't believe in suing people and all of this. I think we all have our responsibility, except, of course, of some extreme
Yeah.
cases,
Of
like
course. Like
if you're completely
raped
drunk,
or
or if
Mm.
you're under 18 years old.
Yeah.
But I think we should look deeper into ourselves first before we blame others.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, of course, it
Yeah.
happens. And
Yeah, the thing is, it's women. We are the beautiful, the attractive, gender. There's a lot of like people's focus and last or they get attracted. I don't believe it's our fault. Definitely maybe sometimes we're too friendly or too nice and people take it the wrong way. That happens to me also in my personal life. If you cannot differentiate those vibes from the other, it's not my problem to teach you that or to make you more intuitive in picking up the vibes. I don't know. I show people who I am and that I care about this art. And yeah, and then their own issues get in the way, so I don't think it's necessarily. Of course, we can be sexy. We're attractive. We cannot hide ourselves. I cannot wear something to. Of course, I can be dressed in a way that doesn't give the wrong impression. But I'm just gonna be myself.
but you can dress
Yeah.
however you want at the same
Exactly.
time.
Yeah, I'm not gonna, lower my attractiveness to, so you don't get triggered or something. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But I wanted to ask you about also how Hollywood, the movie industry treats women and ageism, because there's a lot of what do we call ageism that has to do with how many how younger people or if they have an obsession, as I say, with youth and younger people, and how all these women, those amazing actors, the moment they start getting a little older, they don't get as many opportunities. What is
Mhm.
your take on that?
I think it's also both. Like, it's, yes, they want young people, but also because older people give up. There are not so many, so you get
Mm-hmm.
more opportunities as you get older because everyone gives
Mm-hmm.
up, especially women. They like the biological clock, they want to get married, this, that.
Yeah.
I think there is part of the industry that sees the people who keep going and they
Mm-hmm.
appreciate that. But yes, of course, there is a lot of that. When you use yourself to to promote yourself for your beauty only, then you need it more than ever. And of course, it's everything is easier when you're younger.
Mm-hmm.
But I think a lot of people have the opportunity to make it also in an older age.
Yeah.
And I think it's the age here is less discriminative than
Mm-hmm.
in Greece, for example.
Yeah. You think so?
Uh, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know your experience because it might be
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, I agree. But I also see that sometimes, some people, there's like one person that is trending, and they start giving many roles to
Mm,
that
mm-hmm,
person. And that person might be very young
mm-hmm,
and still not have the depth or the foundation to, embody or to give the
mm-hmm,
depth that a
mm-hmm,
role needs. And I see that happening a lot. Yeah, definitely every age has, its own movies that they can be in. Every role is needed, but definitely there's more attention to, big roles, lead roles to younger people, because I guess it's more natural as well. But also, there sometimes the focus needs to be in, some people, they don't have the um I don't know, they don't embody the role. Like they're still too
They're
young.
superficial.
They're too young to, have this solid approach and the depth and, the nuance that are the experience. That's why, as
It's
for
also
example,
the social media
yeah,
stars.
yeah. Killian Murphy was saying it takes you 30, I don't know, 40 years, how many he said, 30 to become a true actor, because you have to live your life, experience things, and um,
I
yeah.
think what bothers me more than the AIDS thing is the social media.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
I will pay a company every month to increase my followers so I can get a part.
Yeah.
And there's so many of those people, and it's like I don't know any more new actors' names. Like I don't remember any of them because
Yeah.
they're these stars that existed before because they had this star quality.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're like changing one after the other. Like
Yeah.
1 million followers, and if you look
Yeah.
at this person, you're like, what the
And
hell
then
is
they're
that?
not trending anymore, and they forget them, and then they go to the next. What you were saying in another episode about being disposable, you were saying it in a different way, but kind of like this trend that is fast. They find one person, then they find the other. It's more about money, because, if they have followers,
It's more convenient.
yeah,
because you don't have a lot of power like that.
yeah, and it's easier to choose these people over others that have spent like years and energy in educating themselves, or
I think
working.
also SAG-AFTRA should do something about that, when, especially when in the auditions, in the instructions, they ask about social media followers. I'm like, really? Anyone can
Yeah,
pay and
yeah.
have like million of followers.
Yeah.
But this is not really the talent.
Yeah.
This is the money talk.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and some of these people, of course, are amazing, and
Yeah,
we're
of
not
course.
saying
Not
that
everyone.
everybody
No, no.
is
Definitely not.
not, because I'm sure a lot deserve it. And I wanted to tell you something which is interesting when we talked about to share that, because I think it's interesting. We talked about diversity and how they're not open that much to other ethnicities. They've become better for sure, but still there's a lot of work to be done. I'm a big fan of Bruce Lee, who is to this day considered the biggest Chinese star and one of the biggest, stars, legends that we know. And I didn't know that, first of all, Bruce Lee fought really hard to end discrimination of Asian people in this industry. And, even, he was trying to get cast at this kung fu TV show back in
Yes.
the day, and they chose, I think, what's his name, Steven Carradine, who's a white guy, American, over Bruce Lee, who obviously looks more qualified. And then I realized that Bruce Lee became famous after he died.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yes.
Oh.
And I'm like, that if a person like Bruce Lee couldn't be recognized before his death with that immense, specific talent of his, and he got recognized, he
We
had
never
to die.
appreciate what we have until
Yeah.
we lose it.
I never knew that he was recognized after.
I didn't know.
Because,
it
like, how
either.
couldn't these people see who Bruce Lee was?
Will he know at least? I hope he does. Do you see us? Hi, Bruce. Maybe he goes to
Yeah,
Mad
he
City
does.
next door.
He does. He's one of my spirit guides for sure.
Hi, Bruce.
Yeah, I love martial arts. So I happened to see a documentary fairly recently, and I saw how much he fought about the rights of his people and Asian people. And then I'm like, wow, he just got recognized after. But it's okay. There is hope.
He made a choice also to fight, I think, and
Yeah.
he literally did it also
He
physically.
knew. Yeah, he knew who he was. He was saying that I'm gonna be the biggest Asian star that has ever, you know.
I hope he knows, really.
I'm sure
But he proved us that it's
Yeah.
a matter of choice. He chose to be a warrior
Yeah, yeah,
and to end the discrimination.
yeah.
And maybe he didn't end it for himself, but for the generations to come. But let's hope he sees us from above.
Yeah,
He sees us
yeah, he
from
does.
above, and that we will also become his continuation.
Yeah,
What
we'll
do you think,
keep
Anita?
fighting. Yes, month in our own way for our own people and for everybody else for equality.
We already
and
do, right?
Yes, we already do. And you know, whatever is meant for us,
Will
will
always be.
happen. Yes, and or we'll create it for ourselves.
Cheers to Greece.
Cheers to Greece.
And to
cheers
America.
to America, to Hollywood, and we always think positively and keep, our faith
Yes, the best is yet to
to
come.
come. And the light will win.
Well, thank you, Anita, for keep fighting and not
Yeah.
giving up on our friendship.
Thank you, Samantha.
We're gonna win.
Yes, we are
No laughter.
winning.
We're gonna win.
Yes,
We're
we're winning.
winning. We're
Thank you,
winners.
everybody. Thank you
Thank you.
for watching and listening.